Welcome to another episode of In the Game. I'm your host, Robert Guerrero. I'll be soloing today's episode. Priscilla will go out for Fan Zone as always. Mason will go out and interview Bryce Bell for Cougar Corner, and we'll have another installment of Chalk Talk. But first, let's get started with some news. After a two-game road trip, the football team remains undefeated after defeating UAB and Tulane on the road. The football team looks to be ranked in the top 10 in the BCS, going into the SMU game on Saturday, which has been finally given a start time at 2:30. The volleyball team looks off to finish their season strong against SMU and Tulsa. There's signings all around the athletic building today, as basketball has made two huge signings from here in the Houston area. Both players are in the top 20 of the Rivals.com rankings, and the women's basketball team looks to start off their season tonight against New Mexico State. All right, now let's throw it to some highlights. The old adage that records were meant to be broken was written for Case Keenum as he continues to break NCAA records, leading the number 13 Cougars past UAB 56-13. On a night when all eyes were on Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Case Keenum's season just kept on getting better in Birmingham. A near-perfect passing game, another NCAA record, and a 9-0 start, 5-0 in Conference USA for the Houston Cougars. Keenum passed Timmy Chang's career record of 1,772 yards passing to become the all-time passing yards leader in NCAA history. Keenum completed 39 of 44 passes with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and no sacks as the Cougs continued their winning ways and tried to fight for a BCS bid. Men's basketball season is underway, and Alanis Harris and Kurt Van Slyke record career highs to push the Cougars 84-71 past Utah Valley. Alanis Harris had 20 points and 9 boards, and Van Slyke had 18 and went 10 of 11 from the line. The Cougars improved to 2-0 for the second straight season as Utah Valley fell 1-1, and Cougar fans are hopeful that this will be the return of prominence of the basketball program. Number 11 Cougars stormed past Tulane 7-3-17 in New Orleans on a night when Case Keenum wasn't on top of his game. It's funny to say that because Keenum still had 325 yards for 3 touchdowns. His 3 touchdown passes went for 66, 23, and 8 yards to senior wide receiver Patrick Edwards, who also scored on a 70-yard punt return. It was Charles Sim who stepped up for the night for a career-high 270 yards rushing, including touchdown runs of 72 and 52 yards. The Cougars have matched their best start in history, going 10-0 and 6-0 in conference play. The Cougars will now return back home to continue their fight for a BCS bid. The men's basketball team seems to have picked off where the football team left off as they continue undefeated 3-0 after defeating Arkansas and Little Rock 87-72. Alanis Harris had another huge game with 18 points and 6 rebounds in his return to his hometown, and Kurt Van Slyke comes off the bench with 19 points. The Cougars improved to 3-0 for the first time in a few seasons. Alright, don't go away because when we come back we'll go out with Priscilla for Fan Zone, and we'll also have Chalk Talk. Welcome back. Let's go to Chalk Talk with women's basketball coach Todd Buchanan. I'm here with Coach Buchanan of the women's basketball team. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
After last year's successful season, What are your goals for this season? Is it to win conference outright or just make it back to the tournament?
Well, I think that that's a good question. I mean, obviously, as long as I'm here, I mean, we're gonna continue to raise the bar. Our goals have to be realistic, though, and I don't know what's realistic at this point in time in such early stages of the season and what's not. But yeah, certainly, we always want to try to get ourselves in position in our non-conference, to try to have a chance to go and win conference, either regular season outright or be prepared in March to go to Memphis as it would be this year, and have a chance to win the Conference USA, tournament championship. So things are really early. Obviously lost a heartbreaker the last week against New Mexico State. So, we're going to try to get our confidence back, try to build on that, and go from there.
You lost a couple of the big pieces from last year's team they graduated on. You kept one as far as a graduate assistant. How do you think that's going to affect the team this year? Or the girls who were here last year and came off the bench in supporting roles, do you expect them to step up, or do you expect some of these freshmen and sophomores to step up and take leadership roles?
I think it's going to be a collective of both. I think obviously, Brittany Mason, as you referred to, was a great piece to the puzzle last year. The glue to our basketball team. She's a GA this year, graduate assistant. She's been there, done that. Obviously brought Chandy Jones to be a part of the staff, all-time great. Her number and name, obviously hang in the rafters of Hawthorne's Pavilion, but. No, I think it's going to take a combination. Obviously, we're so young, but we're going to go as far really as P and Rox can take us, and hopefully some of the freshmen can continue to learn and grow, and we'll have a lot to build on.
As far as athletics goes in the university as a whole, the football team's doing great. The basketball team has their little motto of returning Phi Slamma Jamma. Is there anything that the girls are pushing forward to, or anything they want to accomplish to kind of keep the ball rolling as far as athletics goes here at the University of Houston?
I think it's just, we're all here to build champions. I mean, that's kind of our motto as a complete athletic department. We want to build champions, not just for the future, but for life. And I think that's where we're at. I mean, obviously we were fortunate enough to be successful last year and go back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 5 years. And, that's the last thing that I want. I mean, I don't want to wait, 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road to go back to the NCAA tournament. I want it to be common ground for us to win championships consistently in a consistent fashion and get to postseason play.
Okay, you're known for your recruiting style and getting the best players available to build your team. How do you see your team that you built here so far, especially this being really your recruiting class?
Well, obviously we saw things that we certainly liked in these kids, and they have to prove it. They have to come in and prove it day in and day out. And obviously, that's going to be a multiple task, in every facet. Youth is something that we all enjoy, and it's vibrant. But at the same time, we go through growing pains, and we're going through some growing pains right now, and we're having to learn and kind of have to do things on the fly, so to speak. But I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. I always try to be a very positive guy, upbeat guy, and that's never going to change. I mean, we're going to continue to build, and we're going to continue to work, our tail ends off to get to the top of the mountain, so to speak.
Okay, the students might not know much about this basketball team. How would you describe it? Is it kind of run and gun? Is it kind of control the pace, or what type of basketball team do you have?
Work in progress is how I would probably describe this year's basketball team. Work in progress, but we're fiery, we're young, they're vibrant. Like I said a while ago, we want to be scrappy, we want to play hard, and obviously being 7 down the other night with 2 minutes to go, and then coming back and having a chance to win it or at least take it to overtime, I think that shows a lot. It shows a lot of resiliency on their part of it, and I think a lot of character as well.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing what you and the girls can do this season, and hopefully y'all can make it back to the tournament.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me, and I just encourage all the students to please come out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We got Texas Tech coming here, so come out and be a part of it. Support us, be our sixth man. We really need you guys.
Now let's go out to Priscilla Riojas and the Fan Zone segment.